Welcome to the Seriously podcast. I'm your host, Annalise Gann. Now let's get into it. Welcome to the Seriously podcast, where we make light of serious conversations with really interesting people. Hannah Campbell and Lawrence Murphy are this year's stars of My Kitchen Rules Australia. I'm so excited for this chat to talk everything about MKR, their relationship, and what's planned for the future. You might also recognise Hannah from Big Brother in 2020. I can't wait for all of you to hear this really interesting chat. So here it is, everyone. Hannah Campbell and Lawrence Murphy. Welcome back to the Seriously podcast. I'm your host, Annalise Gann, and this week we have Hannah Campbell and Lawrence Murphy.
How you doing?
What up? Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm so excited that you guys are here today.
Thank you for having us.
This is actually my first ever podcast.
And
I
our first
love
potty
it.
together.
Oh my God,
First
cute.
It's our first potty, and this is one to remember.
Well, you two are the stars of MKR this year. Well done. Congratulations.
The
Thank
stars.
you.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
you're the
take
very
it.
cute couple. And guys, they're even
nice.
cuter in real life. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
You know what? We're known as the sweethearts in the show. That's a bit cute.
You love it.
I love it. No, I love it. The sweethearts.
They are the sweethearts, but I want to ask the first question. How did you guys meet?
I love getting asked this.
It's so good because it's non-tech related.
So I was flat out Bumble, Tinder. I was swiping left, right, and centre.
Busy.
My hands were sore. I was sick of it. But I've always manifested my whole entire life for a tall, dark, handsome man who loves family and who's just caring and a nice guy. And anyway, I was at a family dinner
Couldn't
one.
find him. They got me. So
Shut up. Anyway, every single family dinner. So obviously my brothers are partners. Mum and dad have been married for 754 years. And I would just sit there depressed. And then one night, everyone was off kissing. And I was like, someone find me a man. Like, I just, like, you guys all know what I want. And then my brother's girlfriend was like, oh my God, like my best mate is everything you want in a guy. Tall, dark, handsome, a beautiful person. Showed me a photo. I was like, I didn't even need to swipe. Like, I zoomed straight in. I was ready. I was like, set me up, start the car. I'm ready. And that's how it kicked off.
Wow. So tell me about the first date.
Oh, I loved it.
And how did it even come to that level? Because obviously you're like, yes, I'm interested. Did then you, Lawrence, have to go, yes, I'm interested too?
because my best mate was my housemate at the time too. So she came home and she's told me about family dinners like all the time. I just heard about this crazy character that is Hannah. And I was like, oh, maybe, I don't know, maybe. And then,
Maybe.
yeah, it was a maybe when I first heard about it. But
What
then,
about when you saw me?
No, then you added me on Instagram.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, here's one of those these influencers that like add you and they get your ad back and then they unfollow you so they can, that's what I thought. And then I was like, oh, hang on, I can see my mate's name's there, Lauren's there. And then I was like, I did some joking around, talked about dogs. And the thing that sold me is, I was like, no, I don't think I can do an influencer. And then I scrolled down her page and it was like, all about like her nonna, her family.
Yeah.
It had a couple of pictures of dogs in there and I was like...
Very wholesome.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, maybe. Yeah,
Not many influencers that are that wholesome.
So wholesome. I was like...
You're like,
all right.
wait a minute.
Yeah. I was
Hold
like,
on.
I need to meet this person.
And then, so we planned a date. The first date we planned. And I was actually...
Who asked who?
I feel like I used our dog to get us walking.
Yeah, he definitely used
I
River,
definitely-
who's now my baby.
Yeah.
But the first date, I was actually at an event the night before with Zach
Oh, I remember
Hazelby.
this, yeah.
And I wrote myself off. I was like, we're at a ball. And I was like, Zach, I can't go on a date tomorrow. Like, this guy's like actually it. Like, I can't meet this guy tomorrow like this. Yeah. So at the ball, drunk, I messaged him, was like, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to reschedule. And then he didn't...
Whoa. No, I saw the message, but it's like 1 a.m. And then
He thought it was a booty call to start with.
No. It was like 6:30. We were meant to be walking, and I was like, "How's this? 5.5 hours out." Says she's going to be good. Kept saying how good she is about getting home, going to bed. She'll be fine. I even said, "Let's just not do tomorrow." And then so I saw the message and I was like, I might reply in the morning. And then she messaged me in the morning and she said, "Oh, are you still free? Because I'm still free." And I don't know what I was doing. I think I was just walking the dog anyway. And I was like, oh, no, sorry, I'm busy. Because I was like, I just wasn't going to...
I know. So I cancelled, then I uncancelled because I was like, I don't sleep past 6 anyway. So I'm up, babe. I'm up. I'm ready to see you.
That was a bit of there was a little bit of a red flag. And I was just like, it was a bit of a red flag. If I did that to you
that is a
would have been
beige
like that.
flag.
So anyway, I was just like, no, I'm just not going to just go yes and then no and then do exactly what she wants.
Point.
You're like, this is the one.
And I was like, this girl's going to be interesting forever. She's always going to be fun.
Well, talking about cooking,
Oh, cooking.
you two are on My Kitchen Rules on Channel 7 this year. It's actually airing on Monday.
Yes. Kicking
How
off
exciting.
Monday.
Congratulations. I want to ask, how did this opportunity come about?
Take it away.
Oh gosh, where do I begin? So
Yeah.
who casted me for Big Brother just slid into my DMs and was like, would you be interested going on MKR? Like, or do you know anyone? And I was like, hey, hold up. I love to eat. Like, food is my life. Like, this is my jam. I love eating. Not realising it's actually about cooking. But...
Yeah.
Little fine print.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I can eat. I love eating. I love food. I love life. Like, this is going to be so good. This is my show. Anyway, so I gave him I was like, I can do it with my auntie. I can do it with my best friend. I can do it with my partner. He's like, nah, you and your partner.
Oh.
It was actually, the options were there and he's like, I'll get back to you. And then I actually said to Hannah, because Hannah asked me, she got off the phone, she's like, oh, do you want to go on MKR? And I was like, hang on a minute, this is not just like a little question of like, do you want a cup of coffee? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's explained it. And then I said, oh, I genuinely think you should go with your auntie. Cause
okay.
I'm like, I've barely cooked my whole life. And I just started getting into cooking because of Hannah and her family. But I'm still like way below par.
Like, he cooked his first omelette when we got accepted onto the show. That's...
Okay.
I did my first poached egg a month before the show.
Oh, okay.
Ever.
So
I think I stuffed it as well.
that kind
It
of
wasn't
sets the
poached.
pretense for what we might see. Like, we
No.
can't give anything away, guys. This is the thing.
Yes.
We've had very strict instructions from Channel 7 that we can't say too much. Is there anything that we can talk about?
Gosh, I just want to say, if you put your mind to anything, you can do it.
I love that.
And that's exactly what we did. We threw everything onto the table. We spent every second possible practicing, looking at recipes. We're buying pots, pans, you name it.
Ooh,
Like, my
okay.
shopping went from clothes to bloody teaspoons.
I was like, oh, I'll get a skillet. Oh, no, I need another skillet. I need a different size skillet. It just got out of
Like,
control.
we were just buying everything you possibly can to learn how to cook. We'd already been accepted onto the show and
Yes.
we were like, oh my gosh, we don't even have a measuring cup. Oh my gosh, we don't even have like a mixer. Oh, a grater. We were like, wow, we're going on a cooking show. We have nothing. Like, how are we going to cook?
Oh
All
my
I
God.
have is like all my plates and cups and saucers and stuff. So
Yeah, just your typical standard IKEA set sort of a thing. Nothing too fancy.
We
We had like 3 pans. Good knives.
3 pans that I got for free. Like,
And then before you know it, we're buying slow cookers. We're buying
slow cooker,
fryers,
pressure cooker,
like,
air fryer.
Just the amount of money we spent buying this stuff's crazy.
And just trying to learn, like, I've never cooked so many different recipes in my whole entire life from the moment we got accepted onto MKR. It's insane. I've learned so much.
Yes.
And
I've got a good story.
Okay, tell us.
My favourite part of this whole thing is that Hannah and I are still like quite new, like we're a year and a half in, so like we haven't cooked that much for each other. If we cook, one cooks, one cleans, vice versa. And Hannah kept talking about her skills in the kitchen, how good she is at cooking, like cooks with Nonna, all of that. And then I'm just kind of thinking, look, I don't know that much, but I can lean into Hannah because she cooks with Nonna. She's cooked with Nonna all her life. It's all good. And then we go on to, we're like, yeah, we're in now. We have to do this thing. And I happened to visit Nonna by herself and her and I having a cup of tea. And I was like, yeah, well, obviously, really nervous about MKR, but like, Hannah knows how to cook. She's cooked with you all her life. And then Nonna just starts cackling herself laughing.
I
She's
never
like,
cooked with Nonna.
She's like, what do you What do you... No, she was in the kitchen eating all the food that I was cooking.
I just eat Nonna's food. I don't cook with
And
Nonna.
I literally had like a panic attack because I was sitting there like, say what? What?
Yeah, I told a bit of a fib.
Yeah. As soon as I knew that, I was pulling like cooking books left, right, and centre.
You had to
Day
take the
and night
reins.
was just like, how do you cook?
Yeah.
Like, what makes a good cook?
Lauren started watching The Bear to learn how to cook.
Now that was like just
Oh.
to be inspired because I'd get so tired from researching, watching YouTube, actually cooking every day, constantly at Woolworths, like all that. That I just then had to watch a cooking show that was inspiring. That was still about cooking. The Bear's an awesome one. But yeah, it was tough. So,
Wow.
Yeah, look, I'm so good at cooking like eggs and pasta and cutlets.
I could like a solid toast.
Yeah. So we honestly, I've never in my life jammed so much study into the short time we had to learn how to properly cook for MKR.
That's amazing, though. You've probably learnt so much.
Oh, I just can't wait for you guys to see what we actually did on the show. Like
I'm so excited to watch. You guys are going to be so good.
we would literally go to bed and be like, we did that.
Oh, wow.
Like, we did that. The guy who's just only made an omelette a month ago, and the lady who pretended she's grown up cooking with her nonna when really she's just grown up eating all her nonna's food.
I'll also say, stay tuned. We can't show you yet, but wait till you see the first dish that I cooked.
Oh.
I tried to actually be fancy and cook like a nice meat
Yes.
dish, and
Yep.
it just
Which one?
it's the train wreck. It just looks like someone burned everything, including the plate.
Oh, the
Remember?
photo.
You like had to walk. Like I spent all day
Mm-hmm.
working out this recipe and like trying different combinations. I finally got it. Hannah walks through the door and she just goes, "What is that?"
Oh, my favourite thing ever, actually. When we first started to practice cooking together, Lawrence wanted to cook waffles. So I got out my mix master for him, and
This is a good one.
he like put everything in, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, it is not working. This is broken." And then he literally picked up the whole mix master, put it in a plastic bag, and put my whole mix master in the bin because he thought it was the mix master's fault, not the recipe. He had missed a whole ingredient in the recipe. That's why it wasn't mixing, not the mix master.
I don't even think it was that. I think it's
No,
just
babe,
like,
I watched you walk through the door and dump it in the bin.
Oh no, I did that, but I think it was just more. It's quite an old machine, and I went a little bit too heavy on the dough, and I just maybe wasn't using the right utensil, and I was just like, nah, it's broken.
Threw out my whole mix master. Now that's one cooking utensil I had that I got for my 21st birthday, which I no longer have.
Yeah, I only found out that like after I threw it out though.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
At least you guys are still together after that. That's a big thing.
Oh. I tell you what, if you can get through MKR, you can get through anything.
I think if you can cook together on MKR, I tell you what,
Yes.
you're gonna be together forever.
Can I ask you guys, like, personally, what's your favourite kitchen appliance?
Oh my gosh. Do you know what I love?
That's a good question.
It's not even, I didn't even use an MKR. But what do we mix our water with?
Babe, it's not even a utensil.
What is that? The zipping thing.
Oh, it can be an appliance.
I love it.
Hannah's talking about those little miniature blenders that come with like proteins and stuff. So
I
you can
love
mix.
it.
Oh.
They're like the $5.
Do they work?
Yeah, I
They're
love
actually
it.
awesome. I will say.
Oh,
Hannah
cool.
bought them, and I was like, "Why are you buying this?"
That's my
$2
favourite thing
nonsense?"
ever.
They're actually
What are they
pretty good.
called?
For pre-workouts and stuff. They're just a little stick blender.
Yeah, I don't even take pre-workout. I think I use it for like
Your smoothies.
smoothies.
Well, not even smoothies, like greens.
I've actually broke my last one
Like,
because
think of something that's actually like a utensil. That's not even a cooking.
See, I don't know utensils. What?
Like an appliance. Like, do you like air fryers, the waffle
Oh.
maker, like toast, like a toasty
Oh.
maker,
Press.
No, our toasty machine.
microwave? Like, what's the most thing that you did use on MKR?
Oh.
The
We use
oven?
something different for every single
Oh, really?
dish.
I thought you just use an oven.
You know what?
It's-
The food processor we had was awesome.
Yeah, once we learned how to work it, because we'd
Ooh.
never used one before.
Like a Thermomix.
It's even fancier.
No, it
Oh,
was
that
like-
would have been
So-
cool using all the expensive stuff.
Yeah.
Was it a Breffel? It was Kenwood, and this thing does everything.
Oh, okay.
It's
Tell
like
us more.
Well, I think it's just like I've been using my hands to grate cheese like a sucker for ages.
Oh, yeah.
You just put the stick in it, just.
What? It can grate cheese.
Oh man, it's next level.
Okay,
It's
I'm
like
getting one.
anything you can like do by hand, it does twice as fast, and you do nothing. You just They drop in.
That's iconic.
Yes,
That was
I'm
my
dreaming of
favourite,
that
actually.
now. That is good. Our kitchen's now chockers. Like, we can't even shut our drawers. We've got that much
We
cooking stuff.
have appliances and cooking stuff in both the office and the spare room in the cupboard.
We
Oh,
are
wow.
chefs. We're chefs.
You guys are qualified chefs now.
Well, I've got the knives and the aprons to prove it.
I love that. I want to ask guys, obviously you've done the show. How does it work in terms of logistics? Like, Hannah, you said that you had to have time off work, and Lawrence, I'm sure you're the same. Like, how does that actually work? And like, do you stay in a hotel? Do you get paid? Like,
the
how does
best
it work?
thing is my work was amazing. They got someone in for the time going because I didn't know if I was going to be going for 1 day, 2 days, 10 days, 50 days. You just don't know what's going to happen. So
You
work
don't
was
know how far you'll
amazing.
get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't know, and you're going to have to see how far we get. But my work was amazing. They just gave me leave, and then pretty much we went off grid for however long we're on the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
And can I ask, like, how much notice did you guys get?
Not much.
The thing is, and it's fair enough, is like the amount of work that they have to do to make sure that we're all in the right place at the right time and all that. But we kind of found out sort of a month before we needed to fly out that we were on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was kind of like we got
All
sort of a week or
systems
two,
go.
2 weeks notice, where it's like I think this is the date, and then it was just like 2
You're off.
days out. This is the date. Be
Right.
here.
Because
Let's go.
what do you do, Lawrence? What's
I'm
your
a
job?
Filmmaker, actor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So do you work for yourself?
Yeah. So my friend and I have a Lazy Films as our production company.
Wow.
And I basically, as soon as I found out I was on the show, I just called him and said, I can't do anything. I was like, literally, mate.
You got to learn how to cook.
I was like, I got to cook.
You're on your own, buddy.
I was like, mate, you got to finish. We got a feature film we're finishing. I was just like, mate, you're just gonna have to do everything. I'm done.
Your mate's like, thanks for the
He's
notice.
But he's like, awesome. Oscar's like, just like, mate, you do what you got to do. I've got it. I'll sort it.
He was actually there when we got the call saying we're on the show.
Yeah, he was because we were filming something.
Yeah, we filmed our reaction of us
and then
getting
he
onto the
actually
show.
walked out and filmed us. He happened to be in. Oh, we're doing a self tape, and he was in the other room. And the call came. We sat down on the couch and we were screaming and stuff. And he came out and he was like filming it. So he knew what he was in for, but he just didn't know when I was going to be back.
Yes.
No one knew. We didn't even know.
No.
TV's so fickle because I've done a few shows and they literally tell you like a few weeks before, and then you just have to sort everything. Did you guys have to like prep anything in terms of like, because I had to get, when I went on MDI, I had to get heaps of shots.
Yeah, I did that
Like
for Big Brother.
Medical, like everything. Is there
Yeah, we
anything
did medical.
that you had to do, like specifically?
Yeah, full medicals.
Please
psych
check.
Testing. All full.
Yeah, psych tests. We had like 3 psych tests.
Yeah.
They're like, are you guys mentally stable?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
definitely
not-
was not.
Oh, I don't know if we can talk about it. Can we?
Can you?
No.
Oh, maybe not. It's quite funny though. Maybe after. We'll do a 2.0.
Yeah, do a
It's
2.0.
funny.
I would love that.
Oh God, yeah.
I think the biggest thing we were worried about was obviously work's a big one, finances, but it was
Our
just our
dog.
dog, just River.
Our lady,
Oh,
our baby lady.
where did River go?
She went to a dog sitter.
It was lucky. There's one
Girl.
down the road. She's awesome.
Yes.
Her husband take care of her. Like she's happy as anything.
But
That's
we-
a blessing.
Yeah, but we couldn't tell her when we'll be home. So like, that was the hardest part. I missed her so much.
I can't imagine what it's like for people that have kids. Like we're worried about a dog. There's
Yeah.
like people on the show that have kids and all sorts of like. That must be so much more.
I'm like
stressful.
that with my dogs too. I'm a full parent.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm a mum.
Yeah.
Oh, it's mum and dad right here.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're mum and dad.
I know you guys. You guys always post photos of her, and she's so cute.
She's
She's a
me.
cutish face.
She's a little baby lady.
That's what I wake up to every morning. Hannah's talking to her first thing in the morning at 5:30 in the morning. She's like, "Hello, puppy."
I
I'm
sing
like,
to
still
her.
It's a
waking
free
up,
alarm
just
clock.
like-
Oh, yeah.
It is awesome. Yeah.
She actually listens to my singing. You don't.
I filmed it. I watched.
Hannah, obviously you've had fame before. You've experienced a bit of it from your time on Big Brother. But
Yeah.
Lawrence, is this your first time in the public eye?
Public eye for sure.
Mm.
Like I've done heaps of ads. Like I feel like I've done.
Yeah,
heaps of
as an
ads.
actor, yeah.
Yeah, been on set heaps, but like, I think the first time I was actually in the public eye was when the whole thing with the Perth Mint happened.
Oh yeah, when we got into the paper.
Tell us
Yeah.
about it.
It was your thing. I just happened to be there.
The media just pulled something from my social media and went to the news.
Yeah, because you make a lot of headlines.
Yeah, I'm
You're
very,
always in the
very
news.
popular. Did you not know that?
No, I knew that.
Did you not know
I
that?
see you everywhere,
I'm
girl.
very busy. I'm very
You're
busy.
booked and busy.
Yeah, I'm booked and busy and taken.
But do you think, like, are you worried for, like, any public scrutiny, or did you guys think you got a good edit? Have you seen any?
Nah, I'm not stressed.
Okay, cool.
It's at the end of the day, what will be will be. We cannot control anything about the edit. Like, I've been on reality TV, and what happened on Big Brother and what was shown on TV, there's so much in between. Like, we know the truth and we know exactly what happened.
It just sounds like there is an issue. She's
No,
like,
but like-
we know what happened. We know what was real. We don't care.
Like,
what
it's just,
else.
you don't know. We haven't seen the show. Like, we actually don't know what's going to happen and what
Because
they're
they
going to show.
cut words and they cut little things, and it can make you look
Yeah.
like something that you weren't that day. And
I
that-
know I was crazy on the show. I'll tell you that much. I wasn't quiet. I didn't sit back and relax.
No, definitely not. You knew she was
But
there.
I love that. That's good. That's what we
Yeah.
want. That's what the people want.
Yeah, you knew I was there.
Oh, 100%.
I definitely think I was the loudest and proudest on the show.
Okay.
Definitely the quirkiest. I would say the funniest for sure. One of the funniest.
Babe, stop tickling my fancy.
All right, these two lovebirds, got to rein them in.
Bye.
I think for me, it's just more of a. I've never just been myself in front of the camera. Like, it's always a character.
Because
it's
you have to
always-
be someone else.
Yeah, it's always a presenter, so it's a weird feeling to be you, just be you on a show, and then just don't. And I've edited a lot of things, and I know how powerful editing is. So there is a bit of nerves because I just don't know what's coming. But at the end of the day, I think it's just as long as I got Hannah and the people I love in my inner circle, I don't really care.
Yeah, when I was on Big Brother, I've always said the only opinion that matters is of those around, like your loved ones and your family and friends. Like, everyone else, who cares? Like, they're not going to be at my funeral, so who cares what they think?
Exactly.
Like, only worry about the people in your circle. That's it. Because whenever you're in the media, actually, my favourite thing is, you know, you've done well when you've got a bloody troll, like, or someone coming at you.
They love to come for me.
Yeah, like, you know, you were done well if someone's coming for you. So
Absolutely. Bring the
ding,
army.
ding, ding. Yeah, like.
I would be sad if I'm like, oh, where are my trolls? I've got no
Yeah.
trolls.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, it's like, babe, you didn't make it.
But yeah, you just have to remember, like, you only opinions you take to heart, like, obviously yours and my family's and my close friend. Everyone else I don't really care about.
Mentally, which show was harder, Big Brother or MKR?
MKR, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Girl, I think
100.
Big Brother.
No. Do you know what? Going into MKR, I thought I lived in a house with complete strangers. I was locked in. It's when the COVID pandemic hit. If I can deal with that, I can deal with anything. And then I went on to MKR. I can't even explain how different any of it was. So much harder.
Wow. See, I wouldn't expect that.
It was so much harder. In just so many different ways. Like, I can't go into production, but
Yeah. Can you talk a bit about, like, the Big Brother situation? Because for those who haven't watched, Big Brother, you're put in a house, as you said, with random people, and then you're actually isolated. You're not allowed to leave the house.
yeah, and you're on rations. And I've never been on a diet in my
Right.
life. And
Oh my God,
rations,
that would do it for me.
Yeah,
That'll
that's
do
what
it.
tipped me over the edge, the rations.
No pasta?
Yeah.
No
Rations.
carbohydrates.
That really upset me. But when I was on Big Brother, I was an intruder, so I got dropped into a cage. So from day one, it was like Fight Club. I was like,
A cage?
yeah, I was like a caged animal getting dropped in that house.
That is so cool, though.
No, I was literally like
Iconic.
like a tiger in a cage, like, ah, let me out, and they didn't let us out for hours. I know, it was.
How did it go again?
That was me, and I was busting. I remember before I went into that cage of Big Brother, producers like, have lots of water, like, you know, it's really hot up there.
You're gonna
I
be in
was
the
sculling
cage.
water. Then they locked me in the cage, put me over the fence, and dropped me, and then I couldn't leave to go to the toilet. I was like, cool. I'm either going to wet myself or get a UTI. I got a UTI.
Well, you
You heard
definitely.
it first here.
Yeah, I've never been able to talk about, like, the background of Big Brother.
You can
before.
now.
Like, it was, that was honestly, that was crazy. Like, you're obviously getting filmed 24/7. So, and you're in a house of you're in a house with strangers, and they purposely do that so you guys all clash. and everyone's tired, you're on rations, you do crazy challenges, you're away from your family and friends. At least MKR, you do have some contact with your family. But yeah, being secluded from the world is a feeling like no other. You've got to really experience it. It's hard to explain. It's yeah. But I would 100% do Big Brother again over MKR.
Oh,
That's how. I just personally found.
There's going to be a couple MKR and you're in, or there's a couple Big Brother. I don't even know Big Brother. I'd be like, put me on Big Brother.
really?
MKR was really, really hard.
But I think that's why it does get good ratings and people watch it, because there is heightened drama and emotion.
It's a lot.
It's also just, even if you're an exceptional chef, or, I shouldn't say chef, but home cook, is that every single day, all you're thinking about is when you're going to be cooking. And every time you're sitting eating someone else's food, you're thinking, oh, is this going to be better than mine?
Yeah, the mental
You can't
load.
switch off.
You can't switch off. Like, we dream about cooking. We dream about our next meal. We dream about, and all we did, if we weren't at someone else's table, we were getting ready for ours.
And we're practicing. We had no downtime. We're either practicing in our hotel room or cooking on the show. Like, there's nothing in between.
Wow.
Yeah, there's
there's some serious competition this year. Like, where you're just like,
ooh,
you're like, you think you're getting good, and then someone is just so good. So then we're like stressing, like we need to be.
There is
better.
Michelin star food in this season of MKR, 100%.
Well, isn't the winning prize $100,000?
$100,000, and we've always said if we win that prize, what are you doing?
Oh, I said 100%. If we win, I drop on a knee, I'll propose to you, and then it'll go towards the wedding, maybe a holiday, and then we'll have the tiniest amount left to.
We have $3.50 left
Well,
to get a coffee from BP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still 100K though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, guys, talking about that, I want to really dive in a little bit into your relationship.
Good. I love talking about our relationship.
Obviously, you're very loved up. You're a very cute couple. Both very attractive. It's unfair. Should
Shut
be illegal.
up. Tell me more.
Your baby would be very cute.
Oh, honestly, I'm ready.
Anna always talks about our baby that's not here yet.
I know. I'm
So
the
what
baby.
do our baby
Do,
look like?
do you know what? I actually cleaned out my
Ooh.
cupboard, my clothes last weekend, and I kept a few tight dresses. I was like, they'll be for when I have babies because I look hot in them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so tell me the plans. Like, what do you guys want?
Well, what's the date today?
I
I can tell you how many days have we
I
got.
don't know if we can talk about that on TV. I mean, on the podcast.
Well, you still count.
Okay, so my
days,
birthday
like,
was 2nd of September. What's the day now?
It's the 6th, so there are 341 days till we.
341 days.
Wait, is it 3?
No.
Oh man, I just blanked. How many days?
I don't know where this is going.
Oh, so it's
355.
355 days till we start trying to have a baby.
Congratulations!
Yeah.
She's counting down.
I'm counting down. Lawrence has said when I'm 32. So I'm actually, every day I wake up, babe, 362 days. Babe, 362.
So, okay, why 32?
Well,
Take it
just
away,
points to
babe.
me.
Take it away.
I think it's more like obviously Hannah wants to have them. Like she'd have them right now. Probably
I'm
when
just destined to be a mother.
Oh yeah, best
My
mum.
whole life, I've loved babies. Like even when I was a little girl, I was always had my baby born or pushing a pram. Like I've got a little brother. I just was obsessed with him, and I love babies. Like I'm just,
She'll be the best mum ever.
I love them. I thrive off them. Like I'm just destined to be a mum.
You're so
That's my-
maternal. You
Oh.
give that vibe.
I just love babies.
Like you mother.
You love old people and you love babies.
Yeah, like you're
No.
very mothering.
I can't give birth to a grandma, so I got to give birth to a baby. So I'll say that.
Imagine.
That's a bumper sticker right there.
Aged care.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can't give birth to an old lady, so I'll give birth to a baby.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
That's amazing. It rhymes too.
So you guys are going to start trying at 32. How old are you, Lawrence?
I'm 35.
Okay, so has kids always been in your plan, or is this like a new thing, or?
Yeah, I feel like I literally have never spoken properly about kids with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we were 3 months in, and then Hannah just was like randomly walking out of the house at one point and just goes, "You better want kids." And I was like, "Wait, what?" This is how Hannah attacks them. She just drops it in the most
I
random
love that.
moments.
It's direct.
I'm very direct. Sometimes
So
it gets
am
me
I.
in trouble. Sometimes it
And
definitely
then
gets me in
I
trouble.
already learned. I was like, okay, so we're gonna have that talk now. So we sat down, and it was my thought was because with filmmaking and acting, is like it takes forever to get a career going and to be stable. And like I've got a background in engineering and just kind of threw that in to so I could act and do filmmaking. So I'm always about like how do you make the plan work. So it's like we've only been together a year and a half or like 2 years now. So in my mind, it's like we need at least 3 years where we kind of like know
Such an
each
engineer's brain.
Yeah.
I work with engineers. They're very logical. But
He's
that
so logical.
2 years is ages.
I'm practical.
For a woman's brain, 2 years is like 5 years.
Yeah, I know, my brain. I'm like, and I was always like, and it is unfair that males can just be like, oh, I want to have kids when I'm 40 or whatever. Like, I was always pushing the goalposts further away. And then as soon as I met Hannah, we just sat down and she was like, you know, I'd have kids now. And I was like, well, I want to have kids
Do you know
right
what?
now.
I laid out the law. I'm not going to waste
Yes.
my time in my 30s with someone who doesn't want to have kids, doesn't want to get married, and
for
doesn't want a future.
because we are on a
I'm
clock.
too hot for that. I'm not going to waste 4 years with you and then you say, oh, I'm not ready for kids or I don't want to get married. Like,
Is that how I talk?
no, you don't. But like, I'm not wasting my time. Like, I'm in
Anyway,
my
so-
prime. You've got me, babe.
We
I love this girl.
verbal agreement. It was just like, okay. It was like, and this is the negotiation because we were like literally had a negotiation where I was like, how would you feel about you being 33 and we start trying? She's like, nah. And then I was like, okay, 32. And she's like, yeah. And like, we almost go to handshake and she's like, so I'll be having a baby at 32. And I was like, hang on a minute. I said, we start trying at 32.
Oh, you guys are going to make the most beautiful parents.
Can't wait. It's probably bad to say the exact date because, well, actually, I announced it at my family dinner last week. It was my birthday as I was cutting the cake.
Oh, they'd be so
I said,
excited.
I won't be at dinner next year because I'll be pumping and trying for a baby.
This is a whole family too. She's got 2 brothers, like her parents are there. Like I know them, but like I'm still new.
But I've warned him already. We won't be there because that's the day I'm allowed to start trying. I'll be getting the ovulations tests ready.
If we're at family dinner, it's either Hannah says something about a period, or going to the toilet, or us getting married, or there's kids.
Okay, let's talk about marriage.
Oh,
Do you guys want to get married first? Or are you like, you don't mind if you have the baby first? Like, how
do you
does
know what?
it work?
Here's my engineering brain again. I'm like,
He's so practical.
it's
I'm
also
a realist.
My producer brain's like there's there's a timeline. It's like if you want to propose, have a wedding, have a kid, buy a house together, and you want to do all of that in like a year.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of. So
Yeah.
I just said, Hannah and I were arguing about it. We were walking West Coast Highway, and she just kept like Hannah will keep. She's like a raging ocean, and I'm like a barely stable sand dune trying to keep together. And then she's just like kept going for it. And then I was like, okay, stop. What do you want first? What's the most important thing? And she said baby. And I was like, well, that's absolute priority.
Yeah.
If we can fit in an engagement before then
You
so
never
be
know.
it.
You might have watched the show.
But at the same time, I think like
watch this space.
kids having a baby is the most important.
I think we're in a day and age where, well, my parents obviously back in those days you had to be married before you had kids, but yeah, I'd love it. I'd
Or at
definitely.
least a big diamond on you first.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, I definitely want to be married. Like, obviously,
The diamond
I
helps.
can't wait to be married.
I feel like while you're moving around with the belly, you'd be like looking at the diamond going, okay.
The rock. This is
Oh,
all
the
worth it.
Rock, I know, but I'm ready. I've built a house. I've travelled the world. I've got a
You've
great
done a
job.
lot.
Done 2
2
TV
TV
shows. Got my hot man. Like, I've pretty much ticked everything off my bucket list besides having a family. So that's
It's
my
so
next.
exciting.
I know.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm so appreciative that you came on today. So where can people find you on socials?
You can find us both on Instagram. I'm Hannah Campbell, and
Lawrence Murphy. I am Lawrence Murphy is my handle.
that's cute. He changed it for MKR, and I love it.
Guys, I'm so excited to watch you.
Also, thanks for having us. Can I
Yeah,
ask
thanks
you a
for
question?
Oh, sure.
I didn't even say thanks yet. She's just like, give me a question. Juicy question.
Yeah, let me ask you
This is your
something
chance.
juicy. You
Girl.
stressed? You stressed?
No,
Hey,
I've
Ron,
been
welcome
asked.
to the
Who-
Hannah component.
Who is your favourite Perth influencer?
I'm going to say Hannah Campbell.
And you know what? And let's end on that.
Thanks,
Over and out.
guys, for tuning in to Seriously this week. I really appreciate it. We'll catch you next week for another interview. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank you so much.